We were very confident, when we started the journey with Rangita and Ishita on this one.
The box office holds you back, censorship holds you back, and streaming gave me wings that nothing else did. So I was very happy to be here.
Kirti is a powerhouse. Sayani is so versatile. Maanvi is such a prepped, actor and can
It feels absolutely genuinely
and
like
she can change like that. And Bani is organic.
Someone, a British colleague of ours said, "Stop doing a Siddhi, come down."
Whoa,
So
that's nice.
that's how it's become a part of the cultural zeitgeist.
I think they were looking for something that was new, that nobody else perhaps was talking to them about. And this was very personal to me.
Ladies, welcome to Bollywood Hungama. So good to see all of you.
Thank you.
This is, as always, I keep discussing with Aparna. This is all woman power on Amazon Prime Video. Well done again.
Thank you.
Right, so I'll start with you. One is, every time there's a new director, what is the biggest challenge when you jump into something like this where everyone else has a rapport?
So this is interesting because I jumped onto season 3 at a very unique time in our lives, right? It was lockdown. And normally when you walk into a room and everyone's familiar, you're sort of like, you're gauging. Here we were all in our homes with our laptops on. So it was just, we were all in our personal spaces and suddenly we were talking about our poop schedules, our deepest, darkest secrets, and our souls were bared. So it was a very unique experience because honestly, it was nothing like I've ever experienced. It was very close-knit. Our writer's room was a very sacred space, and it was like a therapy session sometimes because, we had all these intelligent women on screen having conversations about our experiences, and so much of that comes into the characters.
Rangita, it's taken about 20 years to finally sit and chat with you. Never managed to convince you. So, one is as producers, what have you all achieved with 4 more shots? Because if I take you back before the first season even released, were there people who said, there's no male actor, there are things like that are predictable, boxed into it. But you and your father, you all are such brave producers. What made you all go ahead with it and what has worked for you all?
So I have to be very honest with you. When I wrote this idea, it came off the back of the friendships I had in my life, right? I have some 8 precious people. I have not 20, but literally 3 other friends in my life, right? And they've really been my safety spot in that sense. So I wrote this idea and I wanted to make it into a movie. There were no backers for it. There were no filmmakers who could see it because they all couldn't understand why anybody would come in to watch something that didn't have emotion, redemption, struggle. Why would you watch something that's only fun, and all about women because that's tough for the box office. But when we went and met Amazon for the first time and Aparna, I remember saying, this is a show about 4 women who live, love and in South Bombay. And she said, done. And she stuck us into development. So I think it's always about timing. I think they were looking for something that was new, that nobody else perhaps was talking to them about. And this was very personal to me. And I felt that on streaming, I had a home that allowed me to, without, the trappings of Bollywood, fearlessly tell the story. Because the box office holds you back, censorship holds you back, and streaming gave me wings that nothing else did. So I was very happy to be here.
Is this a title that goes places? You can tell us, where does this do well? Is it urban India? Is it big cities only? Who's watching this?
This title has truly surprised us. It, of course, we were very confident, when we started the journey with Rangita and Ishita on this one. We knew that we have a very set cohort of urban women who, relate with this show and watch it. But when the show finally dropped, the way it just cut across all boundaries. It reached the tier 2, tier 3 cities. It became aspirational. The female bonhomie, the friendship was being talked about in, smaller towns. The fashion of "For More Shots Please," was being sold in like small shops. The fact that it won an international Emmy nomination in 2020 just shows that this show is bigger than what we ever set out to do. It has found resonance across the world. We were recently at a summit, at an international summit with our international colleagues, and the one show that everyone kept talking about was this. In fact, there's one colleague of ours who went up on the stage and started doing one comedy act, and someone, a British colleague of ours, said, "Stop doing a Siddhi, come down."
Whoa,
So that's how it's become a part of the cultural zeitgeist. This show has truly surprised us. The kind of love that it's caused, it's incredible.
Amazing. Congratulations for Majama. And we've just come out of that, and you all have this. When one logs on to your app and sees all these different titles, what is the plan, and how do you all spread this out? How do you make sure that the viewer keeps getting something new or the other?
As a content service, we have to ensure that there is something new, something fresh that's coming out for our audiences. Every now and then, and there are multiple funnels to get it. There is, of course, the original series, both scripted, unscripted. There are original movies. Majama was our first one. Amu's coming next. It's a Telugu film. There is the licensed films. There is now sports. So there are multiple ways. I think when we are looking at the original content, which is what my remit is, to really tell authentic stories, to really tell differentiated stories, and to constantly work with passionate creators. And the fact that you see so many women and so many diverse and complicated and conflicted and just unapologetic women, it's intentional. There is mind there is thinking that's gone behind it. We want to tell these kind of stories. Like I was telling you the last time, we have to have women in all of our writers' room. We've made it a mandate. No getting away. There are creators who are not okay with it, and we don't work with them. That's fine. So there is it's intentionality.
Nice. No, very well done. We all needed this change. You tell me one thing that's the easiest to work with these 4 girls, and one thing that is difficult. Honestly.
I'll be honest, when I came onto the show, one thing I think Rangita and I really connected on was that we have these girl gangs. Each of us, we have our 3 others. And that was an instant connect for the 2 of us. And somewhere I feel like these 4 girls, they've done season on season, and each of them have such distinct personalities, but yet when the 4 of them are together, it's magic. There's something else. There's a chemistry there's something in the air that changes. And I felt like it was very easy actually to deal with them together. I had absolutely no roadblock like that at all. And they all come really prepped. They're fab actors. Each of them in their own right is so versatile. Kirti is a powerhouse. Sayani is so versatile. Maanvi is such a prepped, actor, and can
feels absolutely genuinely
and she can change like that. And Bani is organic. She's not a trained actor, but she's so organic, and she brings in a soul. So with the 4 of them there, it was really easy. There was nothing like that. Maybe the tough part was them getting ready.
I was just going to say that. I was just going to say that. Because Joe's so right. I feel, there are lots of times where I worry about the characters. But these girls, they've almost become proprietorial about these characters. So they take care, There are times when if a director gets it even slightly different, they'll say, no. This is not the character. I can't do that, So it's actually very beautiful.
It's an advantage,
that is very personal to them, But yes, just getting them out of the vanity vans is just
at the same time.
I feel we need a whole new department for that.
Right. There's such a fine line when a new season is coming. One, that fine line is it should not be a forced season. One is that when one season succeeds, the tendency is always to jump in and make a successful season. How do you make sure that fine line is never crossed, and you all have, it's a season that people watch out for?
I think by building really, really strong characters, so that the characters are what you're coming back for. the situations will keep changing and you're perfectly going to be okay with that.
Okay.
I just said this in another interview where I said it's like going to the bar with your best friends. You know it's always going to be fun.
Yeah.
But you know that something else has happened in that day, during that week, in their lives, and everybody's going to bring some kind of angst to the bar. But you just love being at the bar. One day you'll spend it being completely quiet, one day you'll talk a ton. It's familiar.
Right.
So I think that's the beauty of it, to build characters that really endear themselves.
Also, I think where we left season 2, was at such critical junctures in each one of their lives that there was more to know.
This was always going to be a 3-season thing, right? Was it?
I mean, 3rd season was always planned.
Okay.
Yes.
Always.
Right. It's looking fab, and the energy is still there, the positivity, the vibe is still there that these 4 girls bring, and of course all of y'all are there behind to take this ahead. Hope this does very well, like all your titles have. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rohit.